Welcome back. For people that sign up for my newsletter, I give away a composting guide, like how to stretch and grow your compost. I'll put a link in the description. And a lot of people have said, man, I really appreciated all the interesting stuff you put in there. My approach to composting is basically throw it on the ground. I mean, nature is a fantastic recycler. And so I would much rather throw questionable materials, you know, like meat or dairy or whatever else, into a place where it can be composted, than throw it into the waste stream. It makes no sense to me to throw those things into a landfill when nature is perfectly capable of recycling them. However, Dee wrote me after I sent her the free composting guide after she signed up for the newsletter, and she said, "You say in your compost guide to use cooked food. Isn't that just asking for rats and maggots to come and invade, giving them an invitation? Also, I didn't know you were in the USA. Lots of the things you're talking about mean nothing to me, so sorry, I'm deleting your guide." That's okay, you can delete my guide. It doesn't actually cost me anything because it's a digital PDF. You know, I mean, if you came over to my house and like ripped one of my books up, I might get upset, but if it's not useful to you, that's fine. And I don't live in the US, but that's not really all that important. I don't know where she lives. I wrote her back, but she didn't get back to me. Anyhow, cooked food in the compost. Is that just an invitation to maggots and rats? First of all, maggots can be your friends. Maggots are primary decomposers. They bust up rotten materials very quickly. Now, obviously, you don't want carrion flies and that sort of thing coming into your house. You don't want house flies showing up. But a lot of times, when you have a compost bin and you throw food in it, the maggots that you get are usually black soldier flies. And they will consume and destroy the other maggots' eggs before they even get a chance to hatch. They're very good at that. And with cooked food, I don't get it. Because like raw food, if you threw a watermelon in there, is that not going to attract maggots? If you throw in fruit scraps, is that not going to attract maggots? I don't get it. Or rats? I mean, are rats not going to eat watermelon rinds that you throw in there, or carrot peelings, or I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with cooked food, but I mean, you could throw a lasagna in your compost. It honestly doesn't matter. If you layer in enough stuff and you've got some good brown material to cover on top, throw it into the bin and cover it up. Yes, sometimes things will dig into your compost. If you're worried about that, put a lid on your compost. Put some hardware cloth cover on it or something like that. Put your compost in a little composting cage. If you've got problems with coyotes and raccoons and owls and you know, marauding dumpster divers or whatever else, just cover it. Just keep them out. But don't throw the lasagna into the regular trash. I mean, why would you do that? It's going to break down. Think of the materials that are in it. There's tomato sauce. Tomato sauce has a lot of the good stuff that tomato plants need to grow. It might have some meat in it. Meat is high in protein, and guess what? Protein is made up of a significant portion of nitrogen. Nitrogen, bam, that's some serious plant growth right there. I mean, the carbohydrates in the noodles, well, guess what? Those feed fungi. Fungi are good for the soil and good for the garden. So why would you throw a lasagna away? Don't throw a lasagna away. Compost it. And if you're really worried about it and you don't have a good place or a good bin, dig a pit and bury it and plant on top of it. You've seen me do that before. I write about it in Compost Everything, the good guide to extreme composting. I don't want people throwing things into landfills. I mean, the idea is that you imitate nature and you build your soil at the same time, and you don't get worried with all these little, I mean, there's so many rule lists on composting that make absolutely no sense if you look at the way nature does things. Don't put this in, don't put this in, only mix it like this, only mix it like this, only mix it like this. Does nature do a 25-to-1 carbon and nitrogen ratio? She doesn't. I mean, if you want to get that perfect turned compost in 3 weeks or whatever else, yeah, fine, you can do that. But I'll tell you what, a slow pile, like a big pile of leaves, the carbon might be 40-to-1 or something like that. As that decays in the ground in the corner of your yard, that'll make some seriously fine, fungi-dominated compost. That's probably better for your garden and your trees than that fast compost you made with a perfect ratio. So you got some eggshells that keep coming through and you still see little bits of eggshells in your garden beds. Who cares? Slow release calcium. Don't worry about it. Nature breaks it down. You don't have to worry so much. You can go ahead and delete whatever you want to, but you can't delete the truth. Thanks for watching. And until next time, may your thumbs always be green.
I went to see David the Good. We listened to Portishead and drank spiced rum.